Not that I recall. I mean, I'm always serious, so maybe there was humor, and that probably went over my head because I'm always serious, but maybe.
Mike, can you walk us through a little bit the timeline of you moving to center when you found out and what you thought when they first approached you about it?
So I found out I was playing center in the summer, and then kind of each day, every day, I would take snaps with Coach Stud, or I would have someone watch me, snap.
Did you do any of it in the spring? Any center work at all in the spring?
No.
And you've never played the position before this summer? So what was the first game like out there snapping in a real live game?
It was fun. It was fun.
How difficult is the transition? I think some people might look at it and just like, oh, you're sliding over, and it's no big deal. But I feel like it'd be a little more difficult.
Definitely, it's much faster because the guy's right in front of you. You have a little bit more space to come up the ball at left guard, and even more space at left tackle or right guard, right tackle. So the guy's right there, and you really got to move quick.
Michael, have you talked to Billy at all?
Yes.
To get some. What has he told you, and what have you?
He just really told me. He said, work on taking short steps and really firing off the ball. And he said, don't think about snapping. Once you start thinking about it, that's when you're gonna mess up.
How long did it take you to master the shotgun snap? I mean, had you done that ever in the past?
Never.
Yeah. So how much time did you spend on it?
Maybe like one time in seventh grade.
When?
Maybe like one time in seventh grade. Maybe.
Yeah. But how much time did you spend on it? This summer, because that's the little flip
hours,
like
hours, days. I mean, I spent an enormous amount of time just trying to play center.
And who was catching it? Who was catching those snaps?
It would be either Dwayne or Tate.
Yeah.
Isaiah Prince said he actually took enough of your snaps in the offseason that he's now the emergency quarterback. Is there any truth to that?
Isaiah Prince?
Yeah. No? No, he was just joking.
He's just joking.
Mike, did you ever consider before this summer when they came to you that you saw what Billy and Pat did? Did you ever think that would be a potential option for you?
Yes, I did.
Hey,
So
Mike,
how long
is
have
that
you
a
been
better new hairdo this year because you're a center?
It is better. It's a lot better.
So it's something that you want to do it? Was that did you push for it, or how did that all play out?
It's really, Coach said he asked me, and I said, I accept the task, and ultimately it was my decision to choose. He wasn't going to force me to do it, so it was my choice, and I ultimately chose to play senior.
What made it appealing for you?
Just the fact that we can have the best 5 guys out there at all times.
And was that brought up too? When Coach Stud or wherever talked to you about it, was that brought up about the best 5 being out there?
No.
Yeah.
I just thought about it myself.
Yeah. Obviously Malcolm's rise at left guard. I mean, what have you seen out of him? And obviously you had to have somebody of quality step into your shoes. What have you seen out of him over the last 6 months? The lights come on. What have you seen that's just stood out?
I think he's grown more mature mentally in the football game. He's always been physical. He's always been dominant. That's never been a problem, but I think he's grown in that area of the game.
Obviously you're aware the last 2 guys who switched from guard to center at Ohio State won the Remington Award. Is that a lot of pressure on you?
Yes, most definitely.
But I would think you're thinking that, right? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, how does that motivate you?
Motivates me every day to make sure my snaps are good and make sure that I'm doing my assignments, make sure I'm organizing the O-line and make sure I have everything right.
On that last point, you've talked a lot about the snap, but how tough was it to get that whole, you're the field general up there, and you have to recognize not just your assignments, but pretty much everyone else's?
So it was kind of like a step 1, step 2, step 3 process. So like once you learn how to play center, there's certain steps. So one of the steps is like hitting your your arm on your thigh over and over in the same spot, and make sure you hit that same spot over and over, and then the ball will appear in the same spot.
Mike, when did you start to feel comfortable in that spot?
After Saturday.
After Saturday?
Why was that?
Because it's really challenging going against our D-line. Our D-line is really good, especially going against BB. And I got to see how good I was playing at center. If it was something that I need to, there's definitely a lot more room for progress for me, but I didn't think it was too bad for my first time.
And snaps-wise, it looked like you were almost flawless. I mean, what kind of rating did you get on that?
didn't have any problems with snaps.
They don't keep
Saturday.
count of like low, high, or
do,
anything.
they do.
They do.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any problems with.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You said it was a 3-step process. You gave us like one of the steps. What are the other 2?
Well, the first step is to address the ball, and then after that you put your hand on the ball, and then after that, step 3 is to snap and hit
Okay,
your arm.
got it. So that was the 3rd step.
What's your
Got it.
official size now? What are you? What do they have you at? Height, weight. Yeah.
6'7", 312.
There's some conjecture you might be the largest center. I think Bill Landis said that you might be the largest center in the country. Well, does that mean anything to you?
Maybe not the largest, maybe the tallest.
Yeah.
Maybe the tallest.
Does that
And
complicate the
has that
position?
had some challenges? I mean, getting that low, et cetera. I mean, what?
Just
that,
the flexibility, I definitely had to work on my stretching. Took a lot of yoga courses over the summer to help with my stretching.